iron in the soul. Today's video is entitled, They Thought They Trapped You, but You Escaped Again. If you truly are a chosen man, a chosen woman, one of the signs that we all have in common, because often you're looking for confirmation as to if you're chosen or not. Here is one sign that all chosen men and women have in common. We consistently find ourselves under the attack of our enemies. So there are people out there who want to place you into a trap, and a sign that you are chosen is that you escape every time. You will experience secret hatred and bitterness from your bloodline. And the reason for that is that you have been chosen by the Most High to break the curses that others could not. It's not that you're better than them, but you have been chosen. And so with that right, with that privilege, and with that honor, comes a lot of hate, a lot of misunderstanding, a lot of disagreements from your own blood. And so be prepared for that and understand that sometimes even family will set traps for you. They will accuse you of what they fear of you. So they fear the attention that you're able to garner. They will accuse you of being arrogant. They will accuse you of being prideful. If you are someone who has leadership potential, you're able to rally the troops, and you have that type of presence and aura, they will try to attack that. And so often your enemies will give you a sign or indication as to what you are good at. So when people fear you, they will project their fears onto you. And so if you're listening carefully, what you will discern are some of your talents. I've learned this even in my own life. Some of the abilities and talents I didn't even know I had were revealed as I listened carefully to the accusations of my enemies. And that's just one way. Of course, you find out from God, from reading, from life, and other experiences. But one way of discerning your gifts and abilities is by listening carefully to the fears of your enemies. And they will often reveal some of your strengths. You have real encounters with God. You truly have tapped into the divine being, and he's giving you power. He's giving you wisdom and strength. You've been chosen to stand in the gap. And so because of that, when enemies set traps, when they try to vilify you, when they try to assassinate your character, when these type of things happen, you will always find a way out. It seems like if you're the type of person that even when things go south, it always has a way of eventually turning back into gold. If that's you, I'm talking to you today. People always wonder, man, how did you get out of that? How are people always helping you? They'll start being suspicious of your progress because it doesn't make sense. And the reason it doesn't make sense is that they don't see that invisible hand of God guiding you. And this is why you make it. That's your secret. You got God on your side. That's not true of everybody. So because you have the divine being guiding you, helping you, and leading you, you will always escape the traps, the snares, the problems that your enemies bring your way. And so this is a word to give you encouragement that no weapon that is formed against you shall prosper. I'm going to say it again. No weapon that is formed against you shall prosper. You escape the traps because you're not afraid of truth. You can receive the truth, and this gives you a virtue, this gives you a strength that your enemies don't have. Often your enemies live their lives based on lies. They live their lives based on fantasy. They live their lives on something you may have never heard before. And it's a term I use today, something called flattering divination. They will use flattering divination to guide you down a path that's not reality. And so if you receive this message today, you're strong enough to stand in the king's palace. This means you're strong enough to get into the lion's den, to go into difficult places, new territory, be around difficult people, and hold your own. It reminds me of Michael Jordan. I'm a Chicago native, so of course, like many people in Chicago, I'm a big-time Michael Jordan fan. And so I grew up watching MJ. And there was a time when Jordan was triple-teamed by the Detroit Pistons. They had the Jordan rule. Whenever he was on the court, we're going to triple-team this guy. Otherwise, it's going to take over. And Jordan got to a point where he was able to figure out a way out of that. And so this is the type of effect you have. People are constantly ganging up on you, bullying you, trying to push you to the side, trying to overshadow you, act like you ain't nobody, you're not that important. They're constantly trying to act like you're not who you're supposed to be. And because you are, that gift from the Most High that is in you, it has to shine. And there's nothing that your enemies can do about it. All they can do, really, if we're really honest, is to hinder. They can hinder. Let's tell you what they can do. They can hinder. They can discourage you if you allow them to. Let me talk to you. They can make life difficult for you when they have a little power over you, right? They can really damage your spirit. They can cause you to shed tears. So it's very real. So we're not here to minimize the effects of enemies. It hurts. The pain is real. The suffering is real. They can do all those things. But what they can't do is keep you trapped, because you will always find a way out. You're able to escape these traps because you have learned some wisdom from the Most High Himself, and that is you allow your pain to lead to your purpose. And your purpose is more important to you than pleasure. Many people allow their pain to lead them down the path of pleasure seeking. So because I'm in pain, let me seek pleasure through this relationship that I shouldn't have, or through drugs, or through alcohol, or through whatever it may be. But because you're chosen and you have the ability to stand in the king's palace, which means that kings and queens of this earth will request you. This speaks of people in authority and rank, high-ranking people. Those who have the ability to promote you will see your value and give you the opportunity because you have that character. And when you have that character, people at that level will see that. I just saw a video over on Instagram just this week. It was Kobe Bryant talking, and Kobe said that very thing I'm saying right now. He says that when someone wakes up, and I'm paraphrasing, of course, with purpose, you can see it in their eyes. You can hear it in their voice tone. And he says, these are the type of people who I want to help and be around. So that being said, people like Kobe and others who are in positions of power, rest in peace, Kobe Bryant, they can see when you got something in you. Go-getters, in other words, go-getters recognize other go-getters. And when you have that type of vibe, that energy, you can feel that. Everything is based on energy, frequency, vibration. You can feel that. And when your vibe is matching that energy that's around you, that's towards progress, advancement, prosperity, open doors, whichever word you want to use, when that's happening around you and you match that, people will want you to be on their side. And you're able to get this vibe or gain this type of strength when you don't allow adversity to break you, right? Let me take you to the book for a second. Proverbs says it this way: if you faint in the day of adversity, your strength is small. So your strength has increased because you did not allow the adversity to break you. And when you have that strength of character, people are going to see that. And this is a solid reason why you always escape, no matter what they do. All the gossip, all the lies, all the hate, all the talk about you behind your back, trying to get everybody on their side. You know what people do. We all grown here. You know how people are. Try to get everybody on their side, try to make you the bad guy, and you go through all of that, and you always come out smelling like a rose. Why is that? Because you're perfect? No. Because you're an angel? No. Because you do everything right? No, no one does. But you're a righteous person. You're chosen. And because of that, when they set the traps, it will never get you permanently. Maybe temporarily, but never permanently. I'll give you a word of wisdom as I close this video. Because you are a chosen man and woman, you have a strong presence. And because you have a strong presence, you have to steward that presence so that it's not abused by others. So one of the things you have to do is to avoid oversharing. If you are a person that fits the bill of this message today, be careful what you share. Keep some of your goals and ideas and visions and dreams to yourself. Everyone does not want to hear. Don't just force a relationship. Allow people to invite you in. When you present yourself well, do what's necessary to be active and to be proactive, rather, in going forward in life and making opportunities for yourself. But we don't want to force anything, right? We're not chasing. We're going to attract. That's what I'm trying to say. So in other words, that's a long way of me saying we're not chasing. We're going to attract. I'm going to attract based on my character, the gifts I have, the ability. Now, when I have the opportunity to present myself before others, I'm going to do that. And so should you. When opportunity comes, that's when you start sharing, right? So sharing is only necessary when it's the right people. You don't share with the wrong people because they'll just minimize it and scoff at it. But when it's the right people, yeah, it's time to talk now. When God opens those doors and you're before those people who got the keys are symbols of opportunity. The cars, not just a car to drive, but it's a symbol of progress. When you're in the car, that's just slang from Chicago. When you're in the car, that means you're going forward. You're with the right people in the right circle. That's your time to talk. That's your time to assert yourself. That's your time to show people what you're made of. But until then, While you're waiting, move in silence. Keep things to yourself. Meditate to get that inner strength. I think we should spend more time meditating and less time on our phones. More time in quietness. We don't have to always have noise. If we have to always have noise, I think you and I, all of us, have to ask ourselves, why? I'm here right now in my house. There's no one here. It's quiet. I don't have to have a lot going on to be okay. I'm at peace right now, just talking to my audience. And we have to do that. We have to get into practicing the discipline of solitude, quiet, reflection. That's the place where we can really clarify our thoughts, clarify our ideas, our goals. It's not just all this noise in our head, but it's actually systematic, organized. More time in prayer, exercise. These are the channels we can use to deal with all the pressure, what I'm trying to say, that comes our way because we have a vision, because we have goals. When you're meant to be somebody, you will face a lot of pressure. It's going to be unusual amounts of pressure and frustration. And so I'm giving you, as I end this video, just a few practical tools you can use to help you to face that adversity. So that's what I have for you today. I hope this video was of help to you. Please feel free to follow me, send me an email, let me know what you think about my content. This is your big brother, King Jabez. Thanks for listening. God bless. Peace.